From the Transformers Studio series in the More Than Meets the Eye collection, it is the Elite, Seeker, and Ground Soldier from Devastation. Yes, this is a 2-pack. It's a Target exclusive. I was very happy to grab this because who doesn't want another Seeker and another Ground Trooper? I know I do. And interestingly enough, it sold out very quickly on Hasbro Pulse and even on Target. And I complained about that and people were like, well, better off that you missed it. But no, I wanted it, and now I got it. And before I go any further, I would like to thank Toy Hacks for sponsoring this video. They have some amazing stickers. You can re-sticker your G1s, you can put stickers to enhance your latest collection pieces, and they have stickers all in between too. Plus they have weapons in their armory, they have backdrops. Really cool site, check them out at toyhacks.com. But we are here to talk about these guys. Now, yes, they are kind of repaints, maybe slightly remolded, but I love repaints. And again, who couldn't use more Seekers or more Decepticon troops just in general? If you remember, the original Autobots outnumbered the Decepticons by a large margin. So we're still making up for that. But I'm gonna open this up, go through it. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks so much for coming back. Very cool of you. And I did want to mention that we do have memberships. If you'd like to become a toy hunter, you can join our monthly members only live stream, get badges. I guess we need stinking badges. But enough of that. Let's get into these guys. Well, be right back. So I am not a gamer. I have heard good things about Transformers Devastation, but I have not actually played it. I think the only Transformers game that I actually own is the Beast Wars game for PlayStation 1. So yeah, going way back. But I love figures that come from different games. I love the Reactivate figures that came out, and I'm sure I'm gonna love these. So let's break out the knife and get these guys out of here. Oh, I do want to show you the back real quick. I mean, how could you not want a dark Seeker? Sounds like something from a fantasy novel. Or a blue Decepticon vehicle. I mean, how could you not want that? Now, they have stopped with the whole crazy backdrop thing, which is fine by me because I don't have room for them anyway. So they just have this blue Transformers backdrop, but they have Autobot paper, and it looks like brand new Autobot paper because the Autobot symbols are pretty large, which makes no sense. These are Decepticons, come on. So, don't need the box. We might need the instructions, probably not. And don't need that piece of paper, goes right in the trash. But there they are, attached to their cardboard prison, but not for long, because I'm gonna get these guys free. Now you do have to kind of play with the cone, well, the nose cone of the jet, and these little pieces in order to get our dear friend, Elite Seeker. I don't like that name, we're gonna give him a new name out. And then there's this guy, who I think we're gonna have to play a little bit with the back of his car. And I gotta fix his feet or else he's not gonna be standing. Had to do that with the Seeker too. But there they are, the Ground Troop and the Elite Seeker. And we will make them look a little bit more presentable soon enough. Now, in this Autobot paper, which is totally inappropriate for these guys, we have 2 scimitars. We have a straight sword, not sure what the name of that type of sword is. And we have the weapons for the Seeker. But come on, Hasbro, Decepticon paper, how hard is it? Come on, we don't need that. We don't need that plastic crap. And all right, let's take a look at these guys. And we're gonna start with the Seeker because he's got more accessories and it's very exciting. So to give him all of his accessories, he actually has these swords, which have a point on the end. It's not a sharp point, but don't stick it in your eye. And let's put him on the turntable of doom. So he's got the normal Seeker arm cannons, which can also be put into his hands because of the nice 5mm posts. And he's got 2 swords that are, let's see, I'm not sure which way they're supposed to point. I'm not a sword expert, but it slices, it dices. So he is known as an Elite Seeker. If you just want to add him to your army as an additional Seeker, you want to give him a name, I don't know, I'm thinking Stormwind, because he's dark. You know, I think there was already a Storm Cloud and Stormbringer I used for the black star screen, though you can always use Stormbringer if you want. But he looks like someone who would come out of dark clouds and kick some major Autobot ass. And I want to make sure he is entirely in frame as I spin him around. And I do like the coloration. He is obviously a repaint of Ramjet. I really wish they would come out with a repaint of Thrust in different colors. That would be really cool, just because he's so distinctive. I mean, we already have Ramjet, G2 Ramjet, cloud cover, I think it is. And now Stormwind. It's a very cool mold, but yeah, rust is kind of distinctive. I would like more thrust, please. Please, Hasbro, please. So looking at the deco, he's got an orange canopy, which goes onto his nose cone in the back. Red forelegs, but most of him is pretty dark. You know, he's got the silver weapons, which look cool, and these swords. Now I'm gonna take the swords out so I don't poke myself in the friggin' eye. And now I'm not sure, I probably have done posability on these guys before, but just very quickly, let's see. He is not able to do a full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme, unless, can he do? Nope, even that way. So he's not as flexible as you might hope. Now he does have ankle swivels, so he can stand quite wide and be like, I'm gonna storm your wind. No, that doesn't sound right. Glad I didn't call him breaking wind. But he can kick forward somewhat. He's got the crotch plate that moves up, so he can kick somewhat forward. It's got the back plate that doesn't seem to want to move, so he can't really kick back. Does have hinges in there, but no, it's stuck. There's no way. Side kick, not very high, but if he uses both legs, he can get some height in there. He's got knees, along with this nice plate here that can cause some scraping damage. Removing the testicles of Autobots is what I do. I don't think that's a line from the game. Pretty sure it's not. And he can swivel all the way around with his legs. The swivel is at the top of his legs near the joint where the hip bone's connected to the leg bone. But still, that is rather nice. As far as twisting at the waist, that is not something these Seekers can do. Unfortunate, but c'est la vie. Arms can go all the way around, though you kind of have to curve it past these little wing pieces that stick up. Arms can also go out to the sides. He can bend at the elbow. Come on, you can bend better than, there you go. He bends at the elbow. Now I'm gonna move the gun forward because I'm pretty sure he can also swivel. Joints are nice and tight, so even though this mold's been used a lot, it doesn't feel overused. But he can swivel, and the head can turn all the way around. Very nice. Now the fists don't really twist because that's not allowed by the way the transformation is. But still, he's a pretty posable figure, and I am liking the deco. So definitely recommending if you go into your local Target, they might have them there. You can also try on Target.com. I don't think you'll find any luck on Hasbro Pulse. And if you're watching this too late, you're gonna probably have to pay the late fee and go to eBay. Or maybe you might find it at a toy show or something. But I'll put links in the description to eBay and Target. But yeah, I'm liking this figure. He definitely has the whole Conehead vibe and more Seekers. I mean, if you watched The War for Cybertron on Netflix, I am so sorry. No, I mean, it wasn't bad, except for Optimus Prime. Very Shatner-esque dialogue. I know who you are, Quintesson. It's just very odd, but there were Seekers of all different colors and really cool stuff. So I am not minding more colors. I would love a bunch more Siege Seekers in various colors, but we have what we have. Decent amount right now. All right, now in case you don't have one of these Seekers to compare it to, he stands from head to toe about 6.5 inches. If you go from his shoulder things, he's almost 7, like 6 7/8 inches. But all right, let's get him into his vehicle mode. So there's Stormwind, as I call him, in his vehicle mode. I did consult the instructions for one thing to see where they wanted me to put the swords in his vehicle mode, or if I had to put them aside. And nicely enough, the swords actually go right into the sides, so you can have the swords flying around with him. You don't have to worry about putting them into some pocket dimension. I hate those pocket dimensions. It's just, you know, causes problems. And if you don't do it quite right, you could rip a hole in the universe. I don't know. Go see Superman. But yeah, I'm liking the purple, kind of subtle Decepticon symbols on the dark wings. I'm liking just overall the aesthetic of it. Very dark, kind of a stealth mode type plane. I like him. He's got his 2 weapons here. He can be up in the clouds, dive down, kick butt. Yeah, I can't call him Darkwing because, you know, 1, that was already used, and 2, he's not a duck. But yeah, Stormwind I think works well. And flight test, no. Gonna like break shit. No, that's not gonna happen. But I really like this mold. I really like having another Seeker that Starscream can try to boss around. So there you go. The Elite Seeker, aka Stormwind. Eow. So let's get out our next victim, who is the Decepticon ground troop. Now, Let me adjust him properly. I think I have the back where it's supposed to be. And he comes with a sword, again, with the pointy end. I guess to make it easier to put it in the hole. Shut up, Logan. But he is a repaint, remold of the Battlechargers. But the head definitely looks a bit different, as you can see. But still, he could be a Battlecharger, just, you know, with a different head. One thing I'm noticing is on his feet, he does not have any coloration inside the wheels. They're just black wheels. But still, he has detailing in other places, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, he could also be a Battlecharger. And since he has a sword and no guns, maybe we call him Run Through? Yeah, do what you will. I'm gonna call him Run Through. But yeah, so he is a very Battlecharger-esque type soldier, and I like his aesthetic. First of all, blue is my favorite color, so how am I not gonna like a blue Decepticon? I mean, he's got shades of blue. He does have the kind of video game-ish, almost comic book style stickers for his windows that show some kind of modeling, like, I don't know what they call it. I can't remember everything. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm going to take the sword out because I don't trust Run Through not to run me through. But yeah, let's take a look at the deco. I do like the purple Decepticon symbol right in the middle of the chest there. Very similar to the other Battlechargers. The windows with the streaks or the flares or whatever they call it. I read it somewhere and I forgot. Now, the remolded head is kind of cool. So he's not exactly a repaint. He's a slight remold of the Battlechargers. He does have black window on the back. So I'm surprised I didn't add the sticker to that. And apparently these parts here, which are, I'm not sure, that might just be detailing in black. I am a little disappointed that there's no coloration for the rims, but he's got little white headlights there, little black detailing on the bottom of the feet, which is whatever they call that thing in the front of a car that gets scuffed up when you go over bumps. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Now let's check out his posability. And I think in this case, full toes up, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Though his heels, which have wheels on them, which is kind of a nod to the original Battlecharger thing, keep him from really going all the way down, but the legs can do the thing, so it's all good. He does have ankle swivels as well, and just like so. He can kick forward quite high. Look at that. Holy crap. Back, it's a little bit of a problem. Unless you move that out of the way. And even then, nope, there are structural things inside the leg that don't allow it to go too far back. So yeah, side kick. I mean, he can do a split, so a side kick is good. He can do a knee. Now the thing is, when you bend him at the knee, you got to be careful because his legs collapse as part of the transformation. So you have to bend a little more carefully. And it's not quite 90 degrees, but he can bend at the knee. Twisting at the waist, he can do it all the way around. Now, the one thing I don't like about the Battlechargers is that, I don't know, how are these staying so well? Is there a change in the structure? I think I see what's going on here. I should have looked at those more carefully. Much better. You have to move that forward, and now his back kicks still don't fucking work. But he looks better now, like a little more together. So yes, twisting at the waist, not a problem. The arms can go all the way around, though he's got to move them out a little bit because of his back piece there. In fact, it kind of runs into the back piece, so if it's in place where it should be, can't go all the way around. Can go, well, you can kind of do it in the opposite direction, but yeah, you're running into some interference there. Bends at the elbow, twists. There is no turning of the fists. The transformation does not allow that. Head turns all the way around, and you can do more things with the arms. You can basically put them out to the side, and then he's kind of boxing his own ears. But still, overall, good amount of posability. Come on! Give him a sword, and he looks pretty cool. All right, I'm glad I figured out the back thing, and you were probably like, yo, you idiot, you don't have the back in the right spot. Come on, man. I got it. Eventually, I got it. Okay? All right. As I said, I love the coloration. I love the color blue. I could do some paint here. They're probably gonna do some upgrade kit anyway. But let's get him into his vehicle mode. So there he is in his vehicle mode. It's a very nice car. The one thing that I noticed that I do not like is that this top, the windshield roof, when you press it down, it's got little pegs there that go into slots, and it does not stay. The pegs are a little too short, I'm guessing. So for whatever reason, it will not stay there, and I'm seeing if I can maneuver other parts into place, but it's stayed for the moment. Maybe I got it in the right spot, but if you press down on it, it pops back up. So you do have weapon storage, by the way. You put the sword on top of the car. Yeah, that's robots in disguise. But I suppose you could point it backwards to basically get rid of any tailgaters. I'm gonna take it off. I mean, I do like the car overall. It's a cool looking design. I just wish that this would stay, and I'm pretty sure I transformed them correctly. That does not seem to be an issue for Run Amok, just for Run Through, which are slightly different designs of cars, it looks like. But yeah, so what it appears is that Run Amok, I don't know if it's the type of plastic, or what I'm trying to see is if it's me or if it's something with the mold, or I just got a slightly defective one. Yeah, so Run Amok does not have the same issue. This will not stay in place. And I think part of it is the type of plastic here is harder than this. This is a softer plastic, so maybe it's just not able to grip as well. Still, probably gonna keep him in robot mode anyway. And I do think he looks pretty cool. He's got the two stripes here that are, I think, you know, part of his legs or something, but that looks cool. I don't like putting the sword on top. I mean, at least with the Battlechargers, you could put a gun on top, which a little more useful, even if it's not very disguisey. That is definitely better than having, you know, a sword on top. But you can store it, so there you go. But yeah, other than that one flaw, which to some may be a major flaw, I do think he's overall a good figure. Maybe they will do some upgrade kit or something that will fix this issue. Or maybe they won't, you never know. But he does have some nice black detailing on the back with his taillights, Decepticon symbols on his doors instead of on his roof like, you know, some people. And I think overall it looks cool. It is kind of disconcerting to see the orange and the reflections and whatever, but the back is still black. Fine, one more sticker, you couldn't do it. Oh, it seems to be holding. Holding for the moment. I'll never touch him again. Yes, I will. So that did not sound right. But yeah, I'm liking him overall. Yeah, just popped up again. So there you have it. The Elite Seeker, aka Stormwind, and the Decepticon Ground Soldier, aka Run Through. Good set. I think it's definitely worth it. I am glad that I got it. I think it was like $60 or something like that. I don't know. Check it out at Target. If you look on eBay, if you're looking at this video later on, it's probably going to be a little higher. It's called the late fee, but I think they're fun. And I'm glad I have more Decepticons for my army. I, Megatron, will have all the Decepticons under my command. All right, maybe I'm kind of losing it. I'm not really Megatron. But yeah, it's a fun set, and I hope you're having fun watching these videos. And if you are, by all means, feel free to subscribe. That would be awesome. And again, just to remind you, we do have our membership, so you can become a toy hunter and join us for our monthly members-only live streams. And again, a big thanks out to Toy Hacks. Check them out at toyhacks.com. They will probably, soon enough, have some stickers that can make these guys look even better. And, you know, you can fix up your G1s, you can buy some weapons, get some backdrops, really cool stuff. Like 4 3/4 inches long. I didn't say that. While you're mulling over these guys, you might want to take a look at this 2-pack, which is the Spinisher versus Topspin, the Wreck and Murder set from Amazon. Cool set. I'd call it the Top Spinisher. See, they got a ship name. But that's worth checking out, and we'll see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.